This book is entitled The True Book of Animal Babies. Ooh. And again, I have my assistant, my wife Jovan. Say hi. Yep. Okay. Okay, here we go. Many kinds of animal babies are not able to take care of themselves. Most of them are taken care of by their mothers. Baby lambs cannot take care of themselves. A baby bat clings to its mother's fur as she sails through the air. Whee! That'd be kind of fun. When the baby is big enough, the mother hangs it upside down while she goes to hunt food for herself. Those are silly little animals, I'll tell you. Lion cubs depend upon both their fathers and their mothers for food and protection. That's what daddy's lions do. They protect the family. A mother deer hides her fawn among tall plants to protect it from the enemies. It just hides down there real quiet, doesn't move. They walk right by. Baby possums are very tiny. They have no hair and cannot see. They live in their mother's pouch. Oh, like a kangaroo. When they are about 8 weeks old, they come out and ride on her back. I've seen them do that out in the woods. That is so silly. They're all just hanging on to her fur. When kittens are very young, they are not fluffy. They cannot see. They cannot walk. They change a great deal while they are babies. A colt, which is a baby horse, looks a great deal like a grown-up horse. Its legs are a little wobbly, but it is able to walk when it is only a few hours old. Wow. We can't do that, can we? Ooh, we gotta be a couple years old before we can walk. Baby camels can walk too, but their legs are not strong enough to take them on long trips across the desert. So mom has to take short trips when they're young. When baby skunks are a few weeks old, they learn how to hunt food with their mother. They walk one behind another in a long line. A baby hippopotamus lives in water with its mother. It rides on her back when she swims in the deep water. Oh man, how would you like to have that on your back out in the water trying to swim? Big old fat little baby. Baby rabbits are grown up in a few weeks. When they take care of themselves, their mothers may have another family to take care of at that time. A mother rabbit may raise 3 families in one summer. Wow, that'd make your mom tired, wouldn't it? Woo-wee! Most foxes have birthdays in April. Baby foxes live with their father and mother in a den. That's a hole in the ground where their house is. They come out when they are about 4 weeks old. That's a month. About 4 weeks old. They are grown up by September. That's in the early fall. Most beavers have birthdays in May. When the babies are 4 weeks old, they begin eating plant food as their parents do. In about 2 years, they are all grown up, on their own. Out they go. Ha! We take a little longer than that, don't we, kids? Most baby bears have birthdays in the winter time. They stay in their mother's den. Usually she makes a hole in the snow where she can stay warm down in there, and she hibernates, sleeps, and has her baby down there during that time. They do nothing but sleep and drink her milk. The mother brings them out when they are a few months old and it's warmer. They learn to hunt for food. When bears are about 2 years old, they are able to look after themselves. They are not really grown up though, but they're old enough to go out and have fun. Look at them climbing that tree. There's a whole pack of them there, isn't it? Baby elephants are not grown up until they are almost 20 years old. Now that's kind of like us. We're not grown-ups until we're about 20 years old either. So elephants take a long time to grow up. Our baby brothers and sisters depend on our mothers to feed them, dress them, carry them, and keep them comfortable. We depend on our parents until we are grown up. They give us food, clothing, and a home. They teach us many things and send us to school. We are not really grown up until we are more than 18 years old. That's kind of like that elephant. All babies you have been reading about depend upon milk for food when they are very young. Their mother's bodies make milk out of some of the food in which they've eaten. The milk is stored in what they call milk glands. The babies nurse the milk from the milk glands. Look at them old piggies. They're sucking on them old milk glands on that big old pig, ain't they? Yum, 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 yum. Some kinds of babies do not drink milk. Their fathers and mothers hunt food for them. Tiny robins have almost no feathers. They get feathers when they are about 11 days old. Then their breasts are spotted instead of red like their parents. And when they get over a year, then they'll be red-breasted robins just like their mother and father. Baby geese are called goslings. Goslings have down on their bodies. That's not feathers, it's just soft like fur, kind of. They get feathers later when they get older. When they are tiny, their mothers take them out to find food and for their first swim. Whee! Mother bobwhites, those are little quail, take their babies out to find food also. Some kinds of animals take care of themselves all their lives. Baby alligators and crocodiles hunt their own food. They will probably never see their fathers or mothers in their life. Oh, That's the way the life of a alligator. Baby turtles go off to hunt food for themselves. See that baby coming out of that egg down there? They're gonna run real fast to the water before something catches them. Some bird catches them. Run to the water, and then they'll be safe in the water. And then they're on their own. No mommy's helping them either. Baby grasshoppers find food for themselves. No mom's help. Baby trout live on their own. All fish live on their own, right from babies. Some baby animals make many changes as they grow up. A baby frog doesn't look much like a frog. It is a tadpole. A tadpole loses its tail and gets legs as it grows up. It also loses its gills. That's how they breathe underwater like a fish. They have gills. And then they grow lungs as they get older. Lungs is how we breathe. A baby Luna moth does not look much like a moth either. It starts out as a caterpillar. See that little caterpillar worm up there in the top of the page? It will spin a cocoon around itself and change into a grown-up Luna moth after a few months. All butterflies do that, not just the moth. See that brown cocoon up there? That's what they cover themselves with. And then after a month or two, they turn into that pretty butterfly. That's pretty cool. God must really take care of them and help them to do that. Animal babies come from bigger animals like themselves. Some animals lay eggs. The eggs have an egg cell inside of them. The egg cell may grow up into an animal baby. Ostrich eggs are about as big as 12 chicken eggs. That's a big egg. A baby ostrich is about as big as a mother chicken. Wow. That must be a big egg. A hummingbird's small eggs is about the size of a pea. Mice do not lay eggs. Mother mice have egg cells inside of their bodies. The egg cells may grow into baby mice. That's kind of like people. Babies grow inside of the mother's belly. Whales do not lay eggs. They too have egg cells inside their body. A baby whale may be as big as an elephant. Wow. Wouldn't your mother have a fit having a baby that big? Good thing whales are big. Many kinds of animal babies are hatched. That'd be coming from an egg. They hatch out of an egg. A mother cardinal lays her eggs and covers them with her warm body to make them hatch, because they have to stay warm for so long before they'll hatch. Father cardinals brings her food while she's sitting on the eggs, so she don't leave and the eggs get cold and then they won't hatch. An egg cell will not grow into a baby animal unless it is kept at the right temperature for the right number of days. Eggs must be protected from their enemies, like foxes. Ooh, they like eggs. Raccoons like eggs. So the mothers have to protect their nests from animals like that. A mother meadowlark, see her down there in the grass, hides her nest where it is not easily seen. That's so the foxes will walk right by and maybe not even see her in there. A bird's egg has a tiny egg cell on the inside, which grows into the baby bird. It also has food and a space filled with air in it. The baby bird will need food and oxygen as it grows inside the eggshell. That's really cool. That's pretty interesting. A robin sits on her nest 14 days to make the eggs hatch. A mother hen, or chicken, sits on her nest 21 days to make the eggs hatch. Kind of odd. They're all an egg, but takes different times. A mother duck sits on her nest 28 days to make eggs hatch. When baby birds are ready to hatch, they break the shell of their egg and come out. They break the egg shell with a sharp point on the end of their beaks. Some eggs aren't kept warm by their mothers. Some eggs are laid in a nest in the ground, and the sun keeps them warm. They cover them with dirt, and the sun keeps the dirt warm, which incubates the eggs. Like alligators, they don't sit on the eggs. And some snakes that lay eggs, they don't lay on the nests. And turtle eggs. Turtles don't lay on a nest either. They lay them down in the dirt, cover them up, and they let the sun warm the eggs until they hatch. Many animal babies are born. A baby that is born comes from its mother's body. It grew from a tiny egg cell. The baby is carried inside the mother's body while it grows big enough to be born. That's how we do, us peoples. The body gets its food from the food which the mother eats. It gets its oxygen from the air which the mother breathes. It takes 15 days for a baby hamster to be big enough to be born. It takes 9 weeks, that's over 2 months, for a baby puppy to be big enough to be born. It takes 9 months for our baby brothers and sisters to be big enough to be born. And for a baby elephant, it takes 22 months, almost 2 years. Wow, that's a long time for mom to carry that big old baby elephant. All babies that are born drink milk for the first part of their lives. See, there's the mama cow and her baby.
Hello again, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Can you believe how hot it is? What happened to spring? I don't think we had a spring, did we? We started Sunday school back up this past Sunday, and it was amazing to see some of you kids again. It was so much more enjoyable to do class at the church instead of doing it on the computer. I welcome you all back to Sunday school at 10 o'clock next Sunday. For the summer, we will have 2 classrooms, preschool through 2nd grade, and preschool is age 4 to 2nd graders will be taught by Kim and John Strange, and grades 3rd through 5th will be taught by my husband Jeff and I. So if you haven't checked out Sunday school yet, I hope you'll come join us. Well, thank you, John, for reading this very informative book called The True Book of Animal Babies. This book talked about so many different animals. Some of it I was familiar with, but some things were new information that I didn't know. I took notes while I was listening to John read, and I love John's enthusiasm and the comments that he makes. Most of the baby animals depend on their mother to take care of them. Many of them get their food supply from their mothers, but not all animals do. Just listen to some of the interesting facts that I wrote down while I'm listening to this book. Cats change a great deal when they are babies. Their eyes are not open when they're first born. Colts, or baby horses, look very much like a grown-up horse when they are born. They get up and walk in just a few hours after being born. Skunks hunt for food with their mamas in just a few short weeks after being born. Rabbits grow very quickly, and in just a few short weeks, they are out on their own, taking care of themselves. Bears learn to hunt for food in a few months. At age 2, they are able to look after themselves. Can you imagine if we humans were left to take care of ourselves at the age of 2 years old? That would be disastrous, wouldn't it? Elephants are not grown up until they are almost 20 years old. Wow, that's the total opposite of a bear. And there are some animals that take care of themselves all their lives. They will never see their mothers and fathers again. That's kind of a sad thought, isn't it? Alligators, turtles, grasshoppers, and fish all take care of themselves from the time they are born. And then the book gets into how birds, geese, and chickens are born totally different than other animals. They are hatched from an egg. And then the book shared with us how long it takes for different babies to be born. Just 15 days for a baby hamster, 9 weeks for a baby puppy, 9 months for us humans, 22 months for a baby elephant. That's almost 2 years before a baby elephant is born. The reason I bring up all these differences in these many different babies is to share with you how amazing our God is. God created everything. Day and night, land and ocean, the sun and moon, and all kinds of plants and trees. And then he created living creatures, birds, fish, and all kinds of animals. And then God created people, a man and a woman, to take care of all that he created. It says in Genesis 1:29, I have provided all kinds of fruit and grain for you to eat. And I have given the green plants as food for everything else that breathes. These will be food for animals, both wild and tame, and for birds. And God did all of this in 6 days. Just 6 days he did all this. It says in Genesis 2:2, by the 7th day, God has finished his work, and so he rested. I can see why he rested. Wow, he worked really hard in those first 6 days. It just blows my mind how smart God is and how detailed he is. We just learned all about these many different animals. Look at how different they all are. There are no two animals the same. God is just amazing with the way he planned it all out so that wild animals could take care of themselves. Everything they need, God has provided. And everything we need, God has provided for us too. His creation is amazing. I love animals, mostly the tame animals like dogs, cats, and birds. But even those animals out in nature, like snakes, spiders, crickets, and lizards, serve a very important purpose, so that all animals can survive. It's just amazing to me. It just blows my mind that all the detail that he put into his creation so that everything could just fall into place. Let's close in prayer. Would you please bow with me? Father God, you are so amazing. Thank you for this beautiful world you created for us. Thank you for all the mind-blowing details that went into creating a special place for every type of animal you created so that they could all continue to reproduce. Help us, Father, to continue to learn and educate ourselves in how to love and take care of what you created, what you worked so hard to make for us. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Don't forget to keep yourselves healthy throughout the summer. Continue to eat healthy foods, get plenty of sleep and exercise, and wash your hands often, many, many times a day. Wash your hands. Have a wonderful day, boys and girls, and hope to see you on Sunday. Take care.